everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here with me. I'm gonna do a little experiment today. I had a private lesson with a lovely fellow named Ted that flew in for a few days of the week to do some lessons with me. And we were working on the straight pour technique, which is something that I do absolutely love. And we mixed up a couple of different paints for the white because he was having problems with his white sinking through. And I think it was due to the consistency, not the brand of paint, but we're actually going to see. So I'll get you down on the canvas. I'll explain what I'm doing. My pouring medium will be in the description, and I'm gonna get started. Let's paint. Okay, so I have some stuff already mixed up and I will explain everything. And I was actually about to do my last ring pour, layering of the cup for the straight pour, but I thought I would do it with you since it's a little bit different than I normally do. So I have white in the bottom, and then I have poured, I'm using the Deco Art Berry and 24 karat gold. This is actually a redo of a painting that I did probably, I think now like 4 years ago. So I have the Berry Metallic, the Deco Art 24 karat gold metallic. I have it like this in the cup, and I'm going to spin the cup. I used to do this all the time. And then I'm going to layer on the other side. So it's almost, the paints come out like really, really cool when you layer them this way. And I used to do this. I used to put like 2 pieces of cardboard in, and it comes out really kind of like a split cup pour. All right, but you don't have to buy the split cup. Okay, so I have these. Now I'm gonna come in and I'll explain which paints are which in a second. I'll come back in. Now I've got berry on this side, so I'm gonna go berry on this side now. Gold on this side. And then I had black through here. So now I'm going to do red. This is pyrrole red on this side. And the black is oxide black. And the black on this side. And I think that should be plenty of paint. So the canvas that you're seeing here is Artist Loft White. So that is this bottle of white. And they may be no different whatsoever. I'm going to kind of set it right here. And then the other white I'm using is Creative Inspirations white. Now the Artist Loft and Creative Inspirations are kind of cell reactive. So I do kind of wonder if they are going to be any different. So there's Creative Inspirations. And this is my tried and true Amsterdam. So you can kind of see. So here's Artist Loft. Here's Amsterdam, and here's Creative Inspirations. I'm going to pour them all, and then I'm going to tilt them all, and then we'll see if there is any difference in them. The metallic I showed you, the berry and the 24 karat gold, are Deco Art, and the Oxide black and the pyrrole red are Amsterdam paints. And then the white in each of them is the corresponding brand. Also, this pouring medium is my Swipe Technique pouring medium, but we left these a little bit thicker. So my Swipe Technique has about 1 part water in it. This has about 3/4 part water in it. So it's a little bit thicker, has like a trace of 3 if you do it that way. A little bit of a mound on a mound if you're measuring it from the cup. But I'll put the actual pouring medium into the description, and I'm gonna go ahead and layer these out. Okay, so Creative Inspirations here, Amsterdam here, and Artist Loft here. Now, I may have a little bit of air bubbles in these, which is totally okay, but we did just mix these today. So if that's the case, I'm okay with it. I just want to kind of see how this is going to work. So I'm going to do a reverse ring pour into a straight pour. So I'm going to start around the edges. Oh, these colors are so pretty together. And then I'm going to literally straight pour this out. Oh my gosh, what is in the cup is so pretty. And then I'm going to kind of jiggle it a little bit. So the Artist Loft did actually do a little bit more of a reaction, but I'll see once I stretch it out how that reaction occurs. I see almost like a cloud-like effect happening on the outside. So let me go ahead and torch. Okay, there's the inside of that cup. Super pretty. Now I'm gonna do so this is Artist Loft. I have a little bit of paint right there, but that's an L, Artist Loft. Now I am going to do my Amsterdam. This is my favorite. And I tried to layer these the exact same way, basically. So now here we come in the center. Here comes my white. I'm gonna twist it a little bit. It's not gonna be perfect. Ooh, I saw a lump. I will have to get that lump out of there. Yeah, this white definitely, they are the same consistency. We tested them with a consistency worksheet, but I do feel like there's a lump that's in there. I saw it come out. See, this one I feel like is much more like concentric circles still. Okay, so this was Amsterdam. So we've got Artist Loft, Amsterdam. Now for the creative inspirations. I'm almost never over this far on the canvas. Okay, so here we go. Right when I start seeing a little bit of that white come out of here. Okay, okay. Now, some of those are not going to be cells. They're going to be air bubbles, which is okay. Bubbles, bubbles, darling. Oh, I hadn't done that in a while. Okay, now I'm going to do the straight pour part of it here, like a little jiggle pour. This was fun to go back to and experiment a little bit. I mean, I experiment all the time, but it's to create like one painting, not experiment with a bunch of different brands. But there we go. Okay, so Artist Loft, Amsterdam, creative inspirations. All right, I'm gonna move these to the side. I have so many paints now on my table, and I'm gonna move these to the back. And we are going to get going. Okay, I torched that one already. Oh, it's had a lot of cells. I mean, a lot of air bubbles. It'll be okay. All right, so thick consistency, checking to see how the white interacts. I will say the Artist Loft white has been retaining the most bubbles. Bubbles. And if you don't know what that's from, some people don't get my inside jokes. It's from a show called Little Britain. And if you have not watched it, it is very funny. Okay, I do see quite a few air bubbles in that one as well. I'm just going to torch them one more time, I think. The thicker paints, you got to let them sit for a day, basically, to get all the air bubbles out of them, I feel. And I really don't want to screw up this center, but I definitely saw something. I wonder if I should. I don't want to mess up the center yet. I'll see when I tilt them. Okay, first tilt. Here we go. This one is very, very pretty, but I can just tell that it's different, which is so interesting to me. Okay, off this side, off that side. Yeah, the white took over a little bit more in this one. I'm trying not to drip them on each other. The white definitely took over a little bit more on this one, spread out. And I definitely got more of like a cloudy vibe with the Artist Loft, which is super interesting to me. There is color below it. Hold on, I will spill things everywhere. There is color underneath here, but it's just not showing up that much. So I am going to give this a torch. Unfortunately, there are going to be more air bubbles that pop. But since a lot of that was white, it really doesn't matter that much. But no pearl cells or anything, so that is good. Okay, next one up, and I definitely think there's something in there that I'm going to have to get out. Okay, I should have come around just a tiny bit more with this one. I don't want to let that go off the edge. Oh, I dripped on. Oh no, I dripped. I knew I was going to drip. And I kind of want this whole part to go off the edge a little bit. I want it to be a little bit off center. Okay. Bringing it back. Now this one has like a hot pink vibe to it. Which actually makes a little bit more sense to me as well, because these paints, the Amsterdam, it likes to be tinted by other colors. Okay, here we go. Here's the last one. I think I might do one big one, depending on which color set I like. I actually really like the Creative Inspirations one too. Okay, last one. Here we go. Gonna circle this on around. Off this side. Okay, now I've got to push that paint off. Stretch that out. I have to make sure not to drip on the painting that's already done. Okay. So this one is definitely more like a ring pour in the center. So let me wipe my hands and then I will critique each of these. But I kind of feel like my lines held the best with this one. This one got tinted colors around it, and this one looks more like a cloud pour to me. So all titanium white, different brands, different effects. And that's why I always say all brands are not created equal. I have another video coming out that I actually have a series, a 4-part series where I'm trying all kinds of different brands of gold for paint and water to see which ones kind of crack and break and which ones stay whole, which ones create cells. So that's going to be a super fun experiment. All right, let me give this one more torch. Okay, I don't want pinholes. That's why I keep torching. Okay, so my first critique, I love the painting. The colors are gorgeous. All of the colors in these are gorgeous. This one, when I poured it, it ended up pouring more like a ring pour, which is totally okay. But this, like the colors didn't bleed together as much in the white area. I still got obviously some pink from the berry and the white, but the lines stay really crisp. And again, all my consistencies are exactly the same for these. This one, the white got tinted a little bit more, and they were all layered into the cup the same way as well. The white got tinted a little bit more, but I definitely got, and it looks a little bit more transparent. I can see the layers underneath. And again, this center looks like this just simply because of the way I kind of jiggled them out. And then for this one has a lot more white. I might actually, let me see if I can change. There's like a lot. And I just dripped. See, this is why I try to wipe my hands. Okay, let me bring that back a little bit. Maybe that is a little bit better composition-wise for this one. It's still just a lot of white. I can see the colors under there though. When I show you, like wiping it on my table. When I show you the close-ups, I will show you what this looks like. I am like, I don't know which one I like better. They're all different. I don't need to like one better, actually. I like them all. So if you want more of a cloud-like effect, Artist Loft. If you want, this is just super, I don't even know how to describe this one. It's just very, very pretty. This is my tried and true kind of Amsterdam. And then this one is the Creative Inspirations, and it can be very cell reactive too. I'm surprised I didn't get more of an effect like the Artist Loft, but this one, just the colors don't bleed together as much. They just stay where they are. I don't want to say it's more opaque because I don't think that's a thing here, but the white definitely stays white in this one. All right. I'm going to take you in for some close-ups. This was super fun to do. Let me know if you want to see more experiments like this. This is kind of how I started my channel, and I had a lot of fun doing this. All right, so I am going to show you, maybe I'll even show you the two that we did over there, which I think I used too much paint in these, so the white spread out a little bit too much as well. It's always so much when I'm trying to do everything on video and talk to you at the same time. But all right, so I'll show you what these look like. Okay. I forgot to show you these two. So, bet you can't guess which one's mine and which one's Ted's because they're both pretty. He did such a good job. Such a good job. Look at the details in this. And it's going to be so pretty with the berry and the gold metallic. So yeah, there you have it. Let's see how all these dry. Okay, so here they are. First one, Artist Loft. See what I mean by like the cloudy, like it's as if I used satin enamel basically. And when I do my dream cloud and pearl cells, I use Artist Loft for this effect mixed with satin enamels. But you can see the colors underneath. They're there. It's just the white kind of took over. Very, very pretty though. This is Amsterdam. And again, the centers, like the design is different just because of the way that I poured them out. This one is so pretty, the black and the like tinted white. But you can see how the white gets a little bit tinted by the colors. So this is Amsterdam, and this is what I use as my swipe catalyst too. This one is the Creative Inspirations. I forgot how clean the white is. Now don't mind the air bubbles, but here you can see how crisp the white lines are. So all the same consistency, same pouring medium, a little bit of varying amounts of water depending on which brand it was, but I'll put all that down in the description. And there we have it. Let's see how these dry. This was a fun experiment. All right. So this one is Amsterdam. The paints get a little bit more tinted by the colors. It still dried beautifully. And the rings, or the shape, I would say, because it was a straight pour, held relatively well. So this is, I think, my favorite out of them. But each of them is unique and they all work. This one is the Artist Loft, and it creates almost like the satin enamel effect, the pyrrole type effect in there with like some clouds basically. But the white itself holds up pretty well, but it's just a different effect. And of course, the way that I poured the paints out is definitely going to change the actual painting, the composition of the painting and the way I tilt. But what I'm looking at are the actual effects. So I feel like the white took over a lot more here. It shaded the pink a lot more, and it created that cloudy effect. So Amsterdam, Artist Loft, and Creative Inspirations surprised me. I'm going to have to go back when I edit the video and look and see if I did a ring pour in the center, because this whole thing feels like a ring pour and not a straight pour. So I started each one out as a ring pour and then went into a straight pour in the center. But what I will say about the Creative Inspirations, even though it is very cell reactive normally as a brand, this held the rings and the lines and everything. It made everything so crisp. So the intricate little details that are in there, I got almost no reaction from the berry or 24 karat gold except right there on the side. But man, is that one pretty. So the answer to the experiment is that they all work. If you want crisp lines, if you want then Creative Inspirations, if you want a cloud-like effect, then Artist Loft. If you want a soft effect and your colors to kind of blend a little bit more, Amsterdam. But none of the whites sank through. They all showed up and they all created a little bit different effect. So when I say in my videos, like not all brands are created equal, they're using different chemicals in them, different binders. Their properties are a little bit different. So if you're not getting the reactions that you normally like or get, think about the brands of paint that you're using and that you're mixing together, and maybe that can help you a little bit. But I think this is so cool. All right, thanks everybody for experimenting with me. Happy painting. Bye.